Good afternoon, I guess it is, just a little bit. Welcome to Trinity Heights United Methodist Church. This is Midweek Musings. I'm Kent Little, Senior Pastor here. It's good to have you with us, whether you are joining us live right now or if you find this video online on Facebook at a later time. Most importantly, welcome. Glad you're here. So I think last week I did not do one because we were in the midst of getting ready for Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, whether you were home alone or had family in or traveled to see family. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Trudy and I did. Thanksgiving Day, we made all the fixings. We had turkey and dressing, mashed potatoes and gravy, green bean casserole, rolls, etc. And it was just the two of us. So needless to say, we had ample leftovers. Anyway, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. While here in Newton, we had a nice snow. I think the official number was about 8.5 inches. Saturday, and I like a good snow, and we had enough that we, as well as many other churches in the area, decided maybe we should be safe and stay home and warm rather than gathering for our normal Sunday morning worship. So we did not have worship here on Sunday because of the snow. Anyway, but we're up and going now. We've had a good week so far. We're not doing WOW tonight. We're on a break until after the first of the year. However, I will still have my Theology Matters discussion group. We're going to gather tonight at 6:15. I think choir practice starts at 6:15 as well. In my discussion group, we decided we were going to maybe look at a book that I have. It was written by Marcus Borg and John Dominic Crossan, two very good theologians and authors. Their book, The First Christmas, and they delve deep into the stories, the narratives we have, and what they might mean for us today. So we're going to look a little bit at that through Advent, through the Wednesdays of Advent as we approach Christmas. This is the first Sunday of Advent, this coming Sunday, and so we have that going on. Anyway, there's always a lot of things going on here at Trinity Heights. So this, as I usually do on Wednesdays, just kind of give a little teaser, if you will, or a little touch on what we're going to be working on Sunday. So this is the first Sunday of Advent. I've created a worship series for the Sundays of Advent, and they're going to revolve around the Magnificat, Mary's hymn, the Magnificat that she shares when she meets Elizabeth while she's pregnant with Jesus. The title of the series, I should have written it down before I got on camera. I believe is Mary the Great, prophet and leader, and we're going to take a little piece of the Magnificat every Sunday and talk about what that might have meant for Mary's time, as well as what it might mean for our time. So this coming Sunday, we'll start with just reading the first little bit of the Magnificat, and if you're not familiar with that, it's after she encounters Elizabeth when she goes to visit, and Mary says, "My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior. For God has looked with favor on the lowliest of servant. Surely from now on all generations will call me blessed. For the Mighty One has done great things for me. Holy is God's name." And so what the theme for this coming Sunday is around the word blessed. Surely from now on all generations will call me blessed. And what does it mean? What does it mean to be blessed. What might it have meant to Mary as she shared that word? What might it meant for Elizabeth, who was in her presence at the time? What did it mean for the author of Luke? Why did he include this in this particular place? The Magnificat never mentions the birth, and yet it's there. And so what was the author of Luke's purpose of putting this in this place? Anyway, so we'll be looking at that kind of thing, and talking about what does it mean for us today? What does it mean when we use the word blessed? Anyway, so we're going to be dealing with that this coming Sunday, and then each Sunday in Advent, each of the 4 Sundays of Advent, will deal with another section of the Magnificat and talk about what it might mean, what it meant at that time for that audience, and what it means for us today as we read it in preparation for the birth of the Christ child. So that's something to ponder perhaps as we journey toward Christmas Day. So here at Trinity Heights through the month of December, like I said, we'll be gathering on the Sundays of Advent. On December the 20th, which is a Wednesday, we'll have what I call the longest night service. It's a service here at the church on Wednesday evening. It's a service designed to acknowledge that the Christmas season, the holiday season, can often be one that can feel heavy, that cannot necessarily always be a joyful time, especially for those who have lost loved ones to death and disease, those whose relationships has failed, those who have lost employment or lost their health, any form of loss that can cause us to be depressed to some degree, to be sad, to mournful. And so it's just an opportunity to gather together and to acknowledge that and to recognize that we are not always necessarily joyful in this holiday season, in this Christmas season, and that's okay. It can bring sorrow and struggle, and so it's just an opportunity to gather together on one evening and recognize that some of us may be struggling, and to be present for one another, to offer support to one another. And then on Christmas Eve, on December 24th, lands on a Sunday this year. And so this year, we've talked a little bit about it here at the church, and I've tweaked the schedule a little bit as I've talked with other colleagues and what they're doing on Christmas Eve. So this year, here at Trinity Heights, on Christmas Eve morning, on Sunday morning the 24th, we're going to do one service, a single service at 10 o'clock in the morning, which will be the last Sunday of Advent. So we'll have our worship service at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, just one service. And then in the evening, we'll have our Christmas Eve candlelight service, which will be at 6:30. And we'll just have one Christmas Eve candlelight service. So Christmas Eve day, in the morning we'll have one service at 10 and one service in the evening at 6:30. So I hope you can join us for that. Keep that on your calendar. So anyway, I'm looking forward to this series. It's just, it's something that I can't even remember now off the top of my head what I was reading in preparation as I planned for Advent and Christmas. And so I'm not following what they call the common lectionary. I deviated from that and decided it might be interesting to talk a little bit about Mary. And I thought the Magnificat, her song that she sang, would be a good place to enter into her life and to talk a little bit about what it meant for her. So we will look at her strength, at her leadership, her prophetic word that she shared in the Magnificat, and we'll try to listen more intently maybe this year than sometimes, or at least than sometimes I do, to the character and to the person of Mary in the birth narrative. So I hope you'll join us this Advent. I'll be glad you did. Anyway, thank you for being here. Look forward to journeying through Advent and Christmas with you. And as I always say at the end of these midweek musings, and at the end of our services each week, encourage us all to seek peace, and to be a light, and to love one another, every single other, until there are no others, only one beloved community of all. Thank you for being here. I hope you're staying warm. It's still pretty chilly outside, and being safe. And take care. Goodbye, and God bless.